cold calling and cold emailing realtors. That is what we're going to be talking about today, guys. So Real Photos HDR says, so cold calling and cold emails are out. From my experience, cold emailing is a big fat dud. I got no traction whatsoever. Cold calling, I haven't tried, but I see most commenters are against it. That leaves hoping for referrals and doing office visits for presentations. Anyone have any other suggestions? I appreciate it. Great. I do have a suggestion. Listen, so I was a realtor for 10 years, right? And when you're a real estate agent, you have all these things like, oh, the 32-point touch or blah, 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 blah. Basically, what I did is I took all of my previous lead generation strategies that I learned as a real estate agent and I apply them as a real estate photographer. So what I do is we do omnipresent marketing. Okay. I do it all. I cold email, I cold DM, I cold call, I cold text. Cold text is honestly, I don't even like giving away the game like this, but I just have to because I had a near-death experience like a week ago and I just want to get everything out because I don't know how much time I have left, right? And the truth is guys, cold calling works. Our biggest clients, they respect the game. They're like, oh shit, like you're proactive, you're a marketing person. I love that shit. They love it. The reason why some people might say it doesn't work is because they're not good on the phone. Think of the average person, right? If everybody is telling you don't do something, you just have to look at their lives. And I always say, would I trade lives with that person? And the answer is almost always no, right? And I also like wonder, like, why? Well, let me back up really quick. I don't do any of the cold calling. I don't do any of the cold DMing. I don't do any lead generation outreach. I hire Filipino VAs who do it for me on autopilot. That's it. That is it. So you need to have a sequence, right? You can't just email somebody one time, set it and forget it, right? No, you need to have a nurturing sequence, right? You need to have an offer. You need to have guarantees, right? These people don't know you from a hole in wall, right? You might have the greatest freaking gear. You might have the greatest portfolio, but there's some risk involved with changing your photography company. So unless you can offer them something completely different, right? Like maybe the photographer that they currently use, they maybe they don't use floor plans, right? Maybe they don't do video. Okay. Maybe you're going to help them start a podcast, right? So what you want to do is when you're cold calling or you're cold emailing, you're trying to build a relationship. So what we use is we use the Socratic method of sales, right? We always ask questions, but we always ask questions that are specific to their business needs. Okay. We do a lot of research on who we're calling before we call them, right? So we have this thing, we call it a top 100. We have 100 people that we want to work with, and then we target them, right? We build relationships with brokerages, right? We give broker exclusive discounts. That is another way for you to lead generate. Seriously, there's a guy who just called us and he was looking for, you need to understand the function of a brokerage. A brokerage hires, well, they hold the license of real estate agents. So they have to recruit agents, right? A recruitment tool for a brokerage would be, hey, if you come to my brokerage, we have a relationship with a vendor, aka my team, and we have the same quality photos but cheaper. So what does that look like? We offer exclusive discounts, or so like one of the guys, we just do 20% off, just a 20% off the top. That's one deal that we do. Another one would be like there's another brokerage where we offer twilight photos and floor plans for free, right? That's it. Or we offer virtual staging at $10 a photo for all their agents as well. So these are three different offers that we offer their teams and their agents. I don't know, guys, you have to think about it like this. What's in it for them? Why the fuck would they switch their already existing relationship for you? What is your unique selling proposition? If you can't answer that, you should not be cold calling them. You should not be cold DMing them. You should not be cold texting them. You should not be doing anything. Okay? So you need to sit down and you need to analyze your market. What I saw was a little wrinkle in my market that, oh shit, nobody's offering real estate videos. And for us, it costs less than $30 for us to produce a real estate video when I'm the one shooting, right? If I don't pay myself, right? And then We're not going to get into the business side of it, but when I am back home in the States, I will go out. I mean, I pay myself a salary, but I don't pay myself on like a per shoot basis. Okay. So just so we're on the same page. When I'm out and I'm doing shoots, right? We take all of that money and we reinvest it back into the business, right? Whether it's through ads, whether it's through giving discounted shoots, um, and then anything else, anything that I can't cover, we just subcontract the work out. We have about 6 photographers in Minneapolis and about 10 in Dallas. So that's all we do. I use my shoots as a way to practice the services that we want to offer. Guys, I don't know how else to make it more clear. I'm just trying to say you need to have a unique selling proposition. You can't just be reaching out to them because they already have an existing relationship. Okay. You have to think of these people like, let's say you're going to talk to a girl who has a boyfriend or not a husband. You never talk to a woman who's married. But I'm not necessarily against talking to women who have boyfriends because if you've been dating a guy for 10 years and he hasn't put a ring on it, I mean, come on, is that really the guy for you? When I want to put a ring on it, I think you're amazing and I want to commit to you, right? What these agents are looking for is so much more than the best photos, right? They want additional services. They want reliability. They want speed. So what you need to do is can you differentiate yourself? So what we do is we offer the photos by 9 a.m. in the morning or it's guaranteed for free. That is one thing that we do. Nobody else in our market offers that. Okay. Another thing that we started doing is offering mobile enhanced reels. Like we just offer we offer social media videos, right? And nobody in my market was making videos for real estate agents. Okay. Another thing that we do is we will go into brokers, right? We'll go to a broker and we'll say, hey, we're going to teach you guys, we'll spend a day and we'll teach you guys how to use mics. We'll teach you guys how to use those Osmo phone gimbals and we'll teach you guys how to make your own videos and we will edit it for you to make it look the way that we do. Because there's not a lot of money to be made in those mobile videos, but there is a lot of money being made into going to teach brokerages how to do it, and then they send you over the footage, you edit it, and then they upload it. Their biggest problem is that they have a lot of time, right? But they don't know how to use social media. They don't know how to edit any of these videos. But again, they have time and they have money. So you go, this is the gear that you need to buy. I'm going to teach you how to use it, and then we'll edit it for you, and then we can even assign a virtual assistant to then post it on your social media. So you guys, you need to separate yourself and you need to stop looking at yourself as just a photographer, right? You're a media specialist, okay? You're a business owner. You are not just a photographer. You need to start looking at yourself as a marketer. And by the way, one thing that I want to say about realtors is that a lot of them have ADHD. A lot of them are just flying by the seat of their pants and they're blah 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 blah. Whenever we send out like bulk texts, like I just got a text like 2 days ago from a guy saying, hey, can you do a shoot today? Unfortunately, we were not able to accommodate that day shoot because, well, we were busy. But he did respond from a text message that we sent like a week ago because his current photographer was booked. So, guys, it does work. If you want to know exactly the script that I use, you can book a free consultation. I'm not going to go and tell the world, and I'm not going to go, I don't want to compete against myself. So, I will tell people if they just book a free consultation. I'm not going to sell you anything. My whole goal with this channel, why do I do free consultations? Why do I make free videos? Because I am turning my real estate media services into a national brand. That's what I'm going to be doing. So it's my way of connecting with photographers all across the United States in hopes that I find people that I can then subcontract work out for. So if you're looking for more work, if you have good quality work, but you're on that entrepreneurial roller coaster and you're like, I have bookings some days, I have no bookings now, well, reach out to me. Okay? Reach out to me. I guarantee you that if you reach out to me and you say, hey, Julian, I would like some work in your area. This is the work that I've been able to produce, but I just can't get leads. I will have my virtual assistants. Okay. I will have them start generating quality leads, nurturing relationships, and then we're going to start sending you gigs in your local market. No bullshit. No bullshit. And I'm saying that because I'm in Minneapolis, right? I had to expand into Dallas because Minneapolis, after September, it drops off it just drops off the face of the planet, all leads, because it's winter. Nobody moves in winter. So, guys, I've been doing this since 2014. I made my company official after COVID. I think it was 2022. So I haven't been doing this a long time, but I've been doing it a while. Okay. I know that there's some people like Rich Baum. He's awesome, by the way. Um, who's that other guy? I don't know. There's a lot of good guys on YouTube. But guys, book a free consultation. I'll tell you exactly what I say, what my scripts are. I'll even send you my scripts. Um, but they're super simple. They're hyper personalized. There's an offer, and then we also attach guarantees to reduce sales resistance. So for anybody who's out there saying that, oh, cold emails and cold calling doesn't work, it's because they're not making it work. All of it works, guys. Even realtors still cold call. Realtors still cold DM. Realtors still cold email. So if you can lead generate like a realtor, you're gonna be just fine in this business. And it's consistency, guys. These realtors are ADHD. They book things last minute. They're scatterbrained. And guess what? If you present them a good enough offer, right? Free floor plans, free drone photos, the core service should always just remain the core service, right? If you charge $225 for photos, you can also choose to give them free something on the side, right? Um, I don't know. I'm just ranting. To be honest with you guys, we offer free 1 week VA trials. That's been like our moneymaker in the past month because all these realtors, they're seeing their like everything slow down. And then I just say, hey, I'm in the Philippines. I'm actually in the Philippines right now. I say, what we're going to do for you is we are going to place a virtual assistant in your business, right? You get 20 hours for free. They're going to help manage your social media. They're going to help your transaction coordinating. And then they're also going to help you with your cold outreach. Okay. And I train these VAs. I have hundreds of VAs that I train because they all went through my free course. And then once they're certified, now I have a bunch of virtual assistants that I can then plug into different people's businesses. That is my unique selling proposition. That's it. And why am I able to do that? Because I was a realtor for literally 9.5 years. Okay. And I'm literally in the Philippines right now. And I'm going to Vietnam to go visit my photo editors in 2 weeks. So, ladies and gentlemen, cold email, cold DM, cold everything works. You just need to have a nurturing sequence. You need to be personalized. You need to make sure that you're sending the emails to the right people, by the way. So, if you want to know how to find people's emails in your local area, reach out to me, guys. I will literally show it to you. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you on YouTube because I have uploaded videos and then they get taken down because you're not allowed to show like emails, you're not allowed to show addresses, you're not allowed to show phone numbers because, yeah, YouTube, it's privacy stuff. So I respect that. I understand. But every single time I've ever uploaded videos, I made a video explaining how to find the best Airbnb, like how to find Airbnb addresses because Airbnb doesn't have their address, right? And I was showing exactly what to do, how to utilize Google Maps, and yeah, YouTube took that video down. I got quite a few hundred views, but yeah. So guys, reach out for a free, 100%. The only thing I'm trying to do is connect with other like-minded photographers, and then I want to start sending you gigs. That's it. I don't really care about anything else. I mean, if you want a virtual assistant, I consider it, but right now we just kind of do virtual assistants for real estate agents, and then I have virtual assistants for my own business. But that might be something that we could talk about as well. So anyway, if you're struggling to get consistent leads, jump on a call with me. I will tell you everything that I do. And no, guys, don't offer your services for free, your core services. Offer the supplemental, like the secondary services, like a floor plan, right? Kubicasa, it costs us $0 in about 5 minutes of our time. That's a no-brainer. But to an agent, it looks good. Maybe offer a virtual twilight, right? It costs us what, $4 for somebody in Vietnam to edit a virtual twilight? $4. I mean, you can't pay, like if you were to spend $4 in ads, you would never get a lead. But if you cold call, cold DM and say, hey, you want free floor plans and virtual twilights? Yeah, you just have to book, our services today. And then we guarantee our quality. If you don't like our quality, we will give you 125% of your money back, right? So if you're not willing to add guarantees to your offers, just fucking stop with your business and just go get a job. Just quit. If you can't guarantee your quality, if you can't guarantee your time of fulfillment, just fucking quit. Quit this job. So, I mean, don't quit. This isn't a job. This is a business, guys. You're not a photographer. You're a business owner. Remember that. Treat this shit like a business and you'll do great. So, guys, lead generate like realtors. Don't let anybody on Reddit tell you that this stuff does not work. I'm on YouTube telling you it fucking works. So, anyway, guys, I'm not going to edit any of these videos. If you feel like, man, he sucks on camera, this is like my third video. So let's grow together. I'm willing to be cringe. I'm willing to put myself out there. I'm willing to put my foot in my mouth. I'm willing to say things and stutter. And then, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope that if there's even one person that got 1% value out of this video, I appreciate you. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.